time I watch around here somewhere, see what we got here. Okay. Let's push forward here. This is BET doing some activity. And BET could be really black, I don't even want to say entertainment. But could you imagine if they was all news for 4 hours? They had the Khalid Muhammad call in national radio open line talk show. None of these people groom constituencies, therefore they're allowed to be on the media. I remember when Baba Malik called me up and said, man, I got a show on WPFW and I'm going to have you on as my first guest. Then he called me back and said, I'm going to have Mark Thompson or somebody. I said, Baba, you won't last another week. Next week he called me and said, Baba, I'm off. I ain't got no more show. I never got to be on. It took away my first show, right?
No, 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks, okay. I mean, I missed all of it. Askia, right, Askia Muhammad. I remember him back in the Rebuilding of the Nation, showing up in Chicago, being that early editor of the Final Call. Right, on the rehab. Oh, now this was something we wanted to see. We looked at this last week. This is Tupac and Snoop Doggy Dogg and Bakewell and others out in front, Hammer out in front of LA, speaking against Proposition.
Of
course, I don't have amplification, so it's the best we can do.
We got to get out there and vote. We got to make sure that they don't fool with all that calling things a civil rights initiative, and we know it's nothing but the 52 fake out. 209, we against 209.
We're voicing opposition over the latest proposed constitutional amendments in California.
Proposition 209 will turn back all of the gains that African American people and other people of color have made over the past 25 years.
By name, it appears to be a cause most African Americans would support. But take a closer look at California's civil rights initiative known as Prop 209, and you'd be surprised how this proposition could affect your life.
The California Civil Rights Initiative is going to end affirmative action in California. That's what it will do. It is deceptively called a civil rights initiative. But just because you call something a civil rights initiative doesn't mean it's about civil rights.
Opponents of the initiative say it's the strongest effort yet to outlaw preferences based on gender and race. It would affect all public schools, universities, governments, and those lucrative government contracts.
If this proposition passes, all outreach targeted at African Americans and women and Latinos and Asian Americans
overwhelmingly. That told us the record label's hottest selling artists have agreed to stage a concert with proceeds going to fight the initiative.
Imagine if the proceeds went to the Khalid Muhammad Freedom Fighters Institution.
Brown got 3 million, and we keep going. That means we represent that many votes. If we can represent that many votes, we gotta let these politicians be scared of us.
But supporters of Prop 209 say they're ready for battle too.
Opinions tonight, and joining us with an up-to-the-minute report is Sergeant Greg McCurdy of the Las Vegas Police Department.
This is an interesting dialogue about the witnesses.
What is the latest? Are there indeed no suspects?
Because I can challenge this statement he made.
Right now, we're at a juncture in this investigation where we're even offering a reward for people to come forward. We've taken $1,000 from our secret witness fund and offered a reward for any information that could lead to the apprehension of suspects involved in the shooting. This is an unfortunate incident in our city. We would like help. We've been trying to talk to people, and we've been talking also to authorities from Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and also the Compton Police Department. So right now, we're at a junction in this investigation. We need someone to come forward, give us a vehicle description, license plate number or something.
Sergeant McCurdy, it's very common, unfortunately, in many inner cities like Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, for drive-by shootings. Is this an unusual occurrence in the city of Las Vegas?
Well, we're like any urban city anymore. We have our share of drive-by shootings, and this one is particularly interesting because it happened so closely to the Las Vegas Strip on a very busy night. This is a bold act, very brazen act that took place in our city, something that we're not proud of, and it's just amazing to me and to our homicide investigators that no one's come forward with any specific information on the suspect vehicle or the...
Let's stop right there. How many people did he say came forward? How many? No one. He said no one came forward. Do no one mean 2 people? No one mean nobody, right? Now that strikes me as strange because we know we had a footage of the witness right there, right after it happened, standing right there doing what? Testifying, being interviewed. Say, I saw him, hey, he's nervous, and they put that camera right up on him. But how many people did he say? And in fact, even after they killed that witness, 2 more people said that they too tried to identify the shooters that night. And what happened?
They didn't call them back.
They didn't call them back. They didn't want to show them nobody. Didn't show them no faces. Didn't want to put them in no lineup. Didn't want to do anything that would allow them to tell. So the question becomes, on that level, is there police cooperation? Because how many people he said it was? Now, if somebody else said, hey, I did try to tell and I told him, what then happens to the perpetrator? But because there's no computation in relationships, there's no response to the perpetrator. Now, he's out in the front. I remember when Colin got shot. I remember the little idiot AP reporter who kept saying, hey, it was a 45.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. I saw it in his hand. And what was it? Wasn't
9mm.
A 9mm. But he was the first person on television telling everyone he saw it for sure. In fact, I thought he might even been a scapegoat put up there to misidentify stuff, to start putting doubt in it. Well, either way, I think the signal was either way you sent them, its fate is sealed. So at that point, they just stayed in the stall for a while, because since they didn't feel they'd get no relief from either fate. And that's an option that Brother Collins effectively took away. He said, let him come on back out. Let us have him for a while. And, but he was the first one, and the press magnified this man. Was it Thomas? So I've been trying to, sometimes you be out, you be looking for these people showing up at other things. I forget that man's name, but I have him on film. But I just was intrigued by the fact that these opening people who had these definitive statements, when in fact they may not be correct.
How are you dealing with what appears to be a code of silence among those who do know something?
Code of silence is a mafia connection.
We're going outside of the immediate circle of the people who may know things about their involvement in that caravan of cars. We're trying to work with other officials to develop information that would cause Mr. Shakur to have been a target, or even Mr. Knight to have been a target in this particular shooting that took place.
Now they want to study motives, but they don't want witnesses.
What developments came out of that?
Like, let me get in your business. Let me see your pockets. What you got in your pockets?
There was nothing. He gave us nothing that would really help us in this investigation. And it took him several days to come forward. So we're hoping that maybe he'll have a change of heart, maybe he'll recall something. But you have to recall that he was also being shot at. And so his position, it may be difficult. Quite starting when you receive gunfire such as that.
So did he just refuse to answer your question?
No, he talked, he cooperated, just was not able to give any information when we ran down to the apprehension of the suspect.
Okay, thank you very much, Sergeant, for joining us.
You bet.
What's his name, Sergeant what? Huh? Sergeant McCurdy. This is a little BET CIA drug thing. And it's Joe Madison. He's the one fought to Chase Chavis out the NAACP. Switch him around. He's a revolutionary on the CIA. He be on in the morning, and Ali North be on in the afternoon. They're on the same station, mutually crossing each other out. They're a bishop for a night. This is Tupac playing with the ancestors again. I told y'all about with Red Fox and Danny Hathaway back there and Jimi Hendrix and them over here. Can't be doing that, playing with them.
Tupac created this album, though.